Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the NECA Toys Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives Ultimate Jason Voorhees. I have waited so very long to finally get ourselves another Jason 6-inch figure, and I am stoked. I know you guys have been asking when Spot was going to have a look at the Ultimate Jason from Friday the 13th, Part 6. Well, the review is here. Again, I can't wait to get this guy opened up. NECA has continued to be very faithful to the Friday the 13th franchise. However, they've been more loyal, I think, to the retro cloth figures, which the retro cloth figures were phenomenal, but the collector in me always gravitated a little bit more towards 6-inch figures. That to get Jason in a 6-inch variety from Friday the 13th Part 6 is very cool. The box itself is very similar to the other boxes that we've gotten from the new Ultimate line of figures. On the front, we've got the Jason Lives box art, featuring the hockey mask there. Jason Lives in the Tombstone. On the side, Friday the 13th, Jason Lives. And on the back, as a child, Tommy Jarvis did what many others died trying to do. He killed Jason Voorhees, the mass murderer who terrorized the residents of Crystal Lake. Years later, tormented by the fear that maybe Jason isn't really dead, Tommy and a friend make a fateful trip to Jason's grave. And we see how well that turned out. The other cool thing about the box, like the other Ultimate figures, is that you can open it up. And inside we've got Jason Voorhees posed in figure form. And we've also got the Jason Voorhees figure with all the multitude of accessories that he comes with. To check out more from the folks over at NECA, you can go to www.necaonline.com. Spot's going to take a break. Can't wait to get this opened up. And when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the NECA Toys Jason Lives from Friday the 13th, Part 6. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Let's first start by getting right into the accessories that come included with Jason Voorhees. First things first, you get yourself the Tombstone. Very faithful recreation of the Tombstone from Friday the 13th Part 6. Tommy, of course, goes back saying that Jason has risen, only to find that the groundskeeper has buried and covered up his friend. There's the Tombstone. They're very nice. Nice little Tombstone piece. Put that right there. Other accessories come included with Jason. Let's move the camera back a little bit. He also comes with a section of the gate fencing that Tommy rips off to impale Jason repeatedly, and serves then also as a electrical conduit for lightning to resurrect Jason a la Frankenstein's monster. It does come in two separate pieces. You can connect the two like that. I actually, you know what? I don't have the retro cloth Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason nearby, but I'm wondering if it is actually the same, spear. Maybe they just actually carried that over. It's got that singed end to it. Very cool. Put that to the side. Jason also comes with a very pristine, shiny machete. Oops. He also comes with a hunting knife. It begs the question that Jason got a lot of this from the paintball team. Why are they carrying around like knives and other things such as that? That's people that play very seriously. By the way, at least the knife and the machete, we just move Jason's arms. The knife fits into the holster. And this section right here, there we go. You have to slide the knife in, but then the little straps at the top here wrap around the handle of the knife. I'm never ever going to remove it, so I'll just keep it there. And then the machete, just move Jason's arm just a little bit more. The machete also can fit on the side, but truthfully, I'm never going to display Jason without machete in hand. It's such a perfect weapon of mass destruction for him to be slaughtering campers with. I don't think I'd ever keep the machete anywhere else other than in his hand. It can be a little hard though to get the machete in and out because you have to move the arm out of the way. Let's actually move it the other way. There we go. Let's not make it difficult. Okay, so there is the machete. The one thing, actually, that NECA did not include, and I guess it's nothing substantial, but they didn't actually include the severed arm that was attached to the machete when he ripped it off. Mezco included it with theirs. Jason from NECA here didn't actually come with it. Not that I would display Jason holding the severed arm with machete. It would have been a nice little side addition to come with, but sadly he does not come with that. Also would have been cool, and I know it would have been lost guaranteed, would have been a little American Express card. That would have been cool too, but again, very, very small. You would have lost that guaranteed. Before I put the hockey mask on Jason, I just want to look at show you guys his face. Personally, it is the worst. Well, it's a cross between this and the Friday the 13th Part 8 Jason. I don't know which one I think is worse. I almost feel like this Jason head sculpt is one of the worst, and that's not NECA. I think NECA did a great job on it, but from a design aesthetic, it's one of the worst Jason head sculpts in all the movies. Though, granted, you really don't see much of it. You see, like, the larvas and worms and stuff all over his face, and then when he comes out of the grave, it's raining. You really don't see a lot of his face. But it's not one of the better face sculpts, or at least design options for Jason. But that's okay. That's okay. What we can do, of course, Jason is also going to come with his hockey mask. And this particular hockey mask has colored in eyes. It's a fully sealed up face mask, whereas the other Jasons had open eye hole sockets. This Jason does not. It's completely black. I love that. Especially Jason from Part 6. You really don't see his eyes. They're pitch black. And I think adds to the scariness of Jason. Let's just go ahead and put the strap over the back of his head. Bring that down as far as we can. And let's just adjust that, get that over the ears. There we go. That is a much better look. Yes, indeed. But I love the fact that you can't see his eyes. That is just perfect. A comparison. Let's just move the accessories out of the way. A little comparison here for you. I don't know where I've put Part 4, but I do have Part 3 Jason, just to show you a difference in the two figures. Initially, I thought that the shoes and pants were the exact same, but you will see that, no, they are a different sculpt. Let's actually spin around to the right side. They've retooled. It looks like the legs are the same, but the bottom of the pant legs are a different tool. You see how they've actually added more of a shredded pant leg, whereas the Part 3 had a much cleaner cuff at the bottom. But I guess, yeah, it is the same leg sculpt, same torso sculpt, and then they've added a new rubber chest piece over top of the torso, same as the Part 3 had that rubber torso as well. The retro cloth figures are a lot easier to produce because you're really only adding fabric over top of an existing body. The 6-inch figures have to be retooled in a lot of cases, which is why a lot of companies don't tend to give us a lot of newer releases. I really hope, though, that NECA sees potential in this, and really, a lot of this can be chalked up to us, the collectors. If we are buying figures like this, it warrants companies like NECA to continue to produce figures. Personally, I love retro cloth figures, but I would much rather see the Jasons come to life, so to speak, in 6-inch variety rather than retro cloth variety. And there's the difference too. I guess they could have also put, just move Part 3 out of the way. I guess they could have also put little paintball splotches on his shirt too, but I guess you don't really necessarily need to go that far. The figure, though, is spectacular. I love this figure so much. The other thing I didn't touch base on was Jason also comes with an alternate hand. And this alternate hand is perfect for holding his machete, whereas these particular hands are much more closed in design there. When it comes to his posability, Jason Voorhees does have a ball joint in the head. He has ball hinge joint shoulders, which also rotate all the way around. He has a bend in the elbow, which I found was a little on the stiffer side, which also rotates those arms. You can also rotate the gardening gloves that he wears. hunter's gloves. The upper torso does have a mild crunch with a swivel in the waist. And finally, the legs do have that ball joint hinge that we love so much now about NECA toys. Rotation at the lower leg, which also bends at that knee, and a hinge and rotation in the foot. There's no pivot point, or if there is, it's just a very mild pivot. Spot has waited for this figure for what seems to be a lifetime. Now having it in hand, I think NECA delivered another strong outing. The thing about these particular figures is, while maybe the initial sales do relatively well, aftermarket sales on these are crazy. Case in point, the Part 3 and Part 4 Jasons are ludicrous now online for eBay prices. People buying them and selling them afterwards. They go for a crazy amount of money. Somewhere, in the vicinity of a sealed figure, $50 to $80, depending on who's selling it. This would be a perfect case where I would say, if you can find this guy in retail, or if you can find him at his regular released price, pick up one, pick up two. I might even actually go and try to pick up a second one of these. I love the figure so much. I'd love to keep one on display and keep the other one sealed, which is not something I unfortunately did with the Part 3 or Part 4 Jason, something I kick myself over still to this day. But yes, as a little side note, thank you very much, NECA, for releasing this figure. You have made me and a lot of other Friday the 13th fans very, very happy. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the ultimate Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spot 10 your way. Thanks for watching, as you always do. See you next time.